Hi guys, I'm Fauzia. Welcome to another episode of the Gist Cafe. Thank you for all the comments, likes, discussions on the previous one. Today we're going to talk about, or we're here to talk about Ogadinma by Ukamaka Olisakwe, which is another stunning book. And with me here is
Mansah
and
Amarachi.
Well, so let's get into it, shall we? Describe this book in a few words, just maybe 5 words. Describe what this book.
In 5 words: traumatizing, jarring, shocking, sad, depressing.
in 5 words. Wala, wala, wala. Yeah, it was a lot. There's a lot. But amazing book, but very heavy story.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of this. So, let's get into it. Who is your favorite character and why did you choose this person?
My favorite character is Ogadinma. Why? Is because she fought for herself. Regardless of everything, she still fought for herself. So I'm very happy.
I agree. And sometimes when I remember how young she was, I was like, wow,
yes,
she really did try.
Yeah. My favorite character is Nana. That's Ogadinma's cousin. Because I feel like the way he was written in the book, I think it was sort of metaphorical for a new hope, a new generation of men that are more, empathetic to these situations and, do better. So I really like Nana's character.
I agree. Nana was like a breath of fresh air sometimes, Do you think Ogadinma's situation would have been different if she lived now? Remember in this book it was set in the 1980s. How do you think that the concept of exchanging sex for educational purposes happens to this day?
I don't think her life would be any different regardless of the time. Ogadinma's father would have still been Ogadinma's father. He would still have the same views. Ogadinma's aunties, and her cousins and auntie from Lagos, they would have still had the same mindset. I don't think the times change what a person feels, especially all these our older generations.
Yeah.
They are who they are. And then, again, nothing would have changed because people are still sleeping with people for grades. In big 2024, people are still not even sleeping, abusing young girls for grades. It just happened. I saw one trending on Twitter the other day. So
that professor, yeah.
So nothing would have really
Professor,
changed like that. The only thing is that Ogadinma may have had better opportunities and a better chance to escape and do something for herself, especially now that social media is everywhere. She may have, or she could have found something to do online earlier than what she was she didn't have a lot of opportunities. But that's the only thing. If it's all the bad things, the rape, it's still the sub now, so.
Yeah, I actually agree. I agree, especially with the part maybe she would have had, better opportunities to learn a trade or a skill or something better. But these vices still happen daily in this country.
Abuse, not vices. Vices is drinking beer and smoking, whatever. But
Thank you.
This is abuse.
You are correct, yes. How would you describe the male characters in the book? We have a lot to pick from. In what ways do you think they all contributed to Ogadinma's experiences throughout the book? Because for me, I can say that, the father didn't directly, do something. He was a good father up until the point where he threw her out.
He actually wasn't. So later on in the book, we find out that the father is just as bad because, when the book starts off, we think that he's bad, but he's good to his children. Because when she now goes to meet her auntie, we realize that a similar situation had played out before, and they had treated her the same way. So he was good though, but he's also bad. Yeah.
That's why I said good as a father, but
he was not a good brother.
He wasn't even a good.
He was
man.
a bad person.
Yeah, he was a bad person.
Point blank. Period. Because you cannot be a good father. You're basically masking. You're acting for your children. But you're a bad person. So you're just a bad person. And when it was time for you to actually be a good father to your daughter, your bad character showed. So
that was the day that you
Yeah, that was when he
When the
cast
world
it.
needed him most, he vanished.
Exactly. So who are your favorite male characters? Or
Favorite
who's
male
your
character,
favorite
like I said, my favorite male character was Nana. But like there are a lot of very bad male examples in the book, from the father to Tobechuku to Barrister Chima. You know, a lot of people that just didn't represent the male folk well, and I just like to clear a name that this is not this is not us. Just let's beat those allegations. Do better.
How do you think the female characters contribute to the experiences Ogadinma had?
I feel like in a society where patriarchy is not the order of the day, a lot of women would have helped her and taught better. For example, Ogadinma's auntie probably would not have pushed her, not pushed, no one forced her, but in a society where the women are not so influenced by what the men think, maybe she would have said, you're too young, you should not marry this person. And again, now, okay, how the women contributed? Then the neighbor, Ogadinma's neighbor, that eventually was the person who was like her rock at the end of the day. I think that's a good example of what we should all strive to be. Because at the end of the day, she did not die and nothing happened. So when we learn to be defiant women in society, things will go better.
And I think Ijiro also really felt deeply about it because she had a sister that had passed from the same situation, and she told her, point blank, you might die. My sister literally died.
Exactly.
So, let's live. And
be
I agree
rebellious.
with the fact that her auntie was a huge... In fact, her auntie actually orchestrated the whole meeting with Tobe and her marrying
matchmaker.
her and the matchmaking.
And then when she was not even getting abused, the woman was still being, she was telling her to manage.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that we need to tackle as a society. If you're being abused, speak up, but at what cost? You speak up and then somebody's telling you, that's so men they
That's
do.
how
Like,
it is.
girl,
don't make him angry.
Like
You said something
you must
that
have
was
done
off
something.
Point, yes.
He'll not just beat you like that.
Yeah, it's really sad.
He won't try it again. Don't worry, we've spoken to him.
We've
talked
spoken to him.
But you cannot leave your home like that and what really broke my heart was when he beat her like when she was very pregnant and she had to do the emergency C-section and everything. And days later, of course, she was still very angry with him, and then the auntie was telling her, well, it was just a mistake, and was trying to cajole her into forgiving him so soon. What is your opinion on Ogadinma's final decision to, walk away from all of it? Because let's also be honest, she left her son, she left her child.
Honestly, I'm not the best person to talk to when it comes to moral decisions because, I will always go towards what everyone thinks is bad. Now, I support Ogadinma's decision. I don't support you leaving your child, but tomorrow, if that child grows up, he will have to understand. And he's a man too, so definitely, like, his life will be better. And it's not like she abandoned him on the streets. No. He will be all right at the end of the day. But imagine losing yourself and you're telling me it's because of a child. That's number one. It's not like I even asked you. It's not like I even asked you to come in the first place.
That's wild.
Do you understand? Like, no, in her case, some people are in love, like you get pregnant, you do all these things, but Ogadinma, she went through a lot.
Yeah.
And at some point, I feel like the child will even be a reminder of, society likes to lie and say, oh, this child was such a bundle of joy, blah, blah, blah. Well, he was not. Newsflash, the baby was not a bundle of joy, and I support her leaving everything behind. Like, I wish she even left Nigeria herself, like, forget your entire life and move on, because I feel like that's the only way, because she actually went through so much trauma.
She went through a lot, and what something that reminded me of, like, it's like throughout the first half or throughout majority of the book, Ogadinma's decisions were not hers.
Exactly.
It's like she was just going through life.
Exactly.
You get how she got pregnant is, I got married.
This is what is supposed to happen.
This is what is supposed to happen. It wasn't a very,
unlike
now that it's a conscious decision to say, let's try for children. Mm-hmm. It just happened, and she just said, I'm pregnant, and that's it.
So about the child thing, yeah. I don't know, like, I understand why she made the decision, but I don't really know how I feel about it, because if when you start reading the book, you see how Ogadinma didn't want, like, there was that feeling of, because she didn't grow up with her mother. So all through the book, she always felt really alone because her father was all she had. And in the book, you can also see that she sort of felt some type of way when she left, because she felt like she was going to do the same thing that she didn't want to her son. So I understand why she left, but I understand how she can also feel some type of way about that.
No, my point is the baby will be all right, because it's not like your father is dead, your dad is alive. So at the end of the day, you'll be all right. And Ogadinma will eventually break the family curse, because now she eventually met a guy that she actually likes, even though we did not get a full explicit description. She may end up marrying the guy, and she'll have, children in the future, and she'll be there as their mother for those children. But as for that one that is, reminding her of her depression, that baby will be all right. Stay with your father.
Yeah, and I think that, she also knew that he was going to be taken care of.
Exactly.
Because they mentioned in the book that the baby was with her auntie.
Exactly. So he will be fine.
Okay.
So let's talk about Ogadinma's relationships at the end. When she left her husband, she left to meet Kenichi for financial help, but got entangled into something, and then she came back, and we can just see that she was more bold and confident with what she wanted, and this also applied to like men and male relationships. What do you think about that? Like, do you think that freedom for her equated to like being very confident and free and going after the men she wanted?
I feel like her freedom was just a reflection of her relationship with herself, her new relationship with herself, because growing up and becoming the woman that she was before the freedom, she was always influenced by other people. She was always around other people. So the happiness was not even about, I think the happiness was not even about the financial help or the fact that she met Kelechi or she was friends with, or her new relationships. I just feel like the happiness came from just this inside decision that, okay, I've decided to be free, I've decided to be a rebel, and what can happen? When you start to live like that as a woman, your life gets 10 times easier. And that's why I feel like, the happiness was intertwined too with that freedom and, her relationship with herself. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a coming of age story. So like life generally starts off a bit, especially when you're trying to know yourself from younger. You know how secondary school was, you were not clear of what you wanted, but as you mature, you start to see things clearer.
Okay. And do you guys have any final, or last words from this book?
My last word is that I'm just very happy. Very happy for Ogadinma, very happy that she escaped the trap that she was in, because she would have had a very sad life, and it's better to start late than to not start at all. So I'm happy. I'm happy that she abandoned the babe, and I'm happy that she just took her life back. I don't like it took a while, but she did a thing. She did a thing, and she did it at a time where feminism and taking back your power was not even that prominent. So she was a trailblazer. Yeah. I love my babe. Kudos.
My own last words in the book is that something really amazing about reading like African fiction and stories like this, and having conversations with people like you and people like you, is that even though you might not really be comfortable with conversations and all of that, it sort of opens your minds to things, because at times these stories might feel a bit alien to you. Like, it's not really that bad. It's not really that bad until people start telling real life stories and things like that. So as much as you don't want to 100% admit it, you know that deep in your heart is. Yeah, so
thank you all. Thank you, Mansah.
Thank you. Also, Southside Don't Play.
Thank you, Amarachi. Thank you for reading this book with us. And we hope to see you next time.
Yeah.
We will tell you about the next book, and you can read. And if you want to appear, please do not be scared to send us a message. We would love to have you here.
Bye.